Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I'm going to be retooling a big fat burlap wreath. The one that hangs up above my mantle on a big mirror that we have hanging up there for those of you who are not familiar with our home. I'm fixing to turn the camera around and show you this wreath. I retooled this, and it was an old burlap wreath that I had made years ago. And last spring, for the spring decor that is on it right now, I had taken all the accent pieces off of the wreath that I made and replaced it with, and I added cream burlap or off-white burlap to the regular color burlap, and just in a looping fashion. I'll show you here in a second. And then I made a spray. I made a spring spray, and I put that on the wreath. And what we're going to be doing today is taking that spring spray off, and I'm going to be creating a Patriotic spray and putting that back on the wreath right where the spring spray was. And we're going to have ourselves a Patriotic wreath. And then Chris, bless his heart, he has the ladder out there. He got up and got this thing down, which is no easy task, let me tell you. But he got up and got it down for me, and then he's just going to leave the ladder there. So I need to get cooking on this to do this wreath, because he's going to put it back up there when I'm finished. So I hope everybody's doing fine today. So let's turn around and we're going to get started, and I'm going to make a 12 loop funky bow in this too. So we'll have a tutorial on how to make a funky bow and a tutorial on how to make a spray that you can not only use for a wreath, but you can use it for a centerpiece. You could use it to put over a picture, a corner of a picture. You could use it for a myriad of things, or just hang it on a wall by itself, you know? So it can be used for many different things. Just let your imagination run wild. All right, let's turn around and get started on this wreath. There's the wreath. I'm going to leave the camera up like that for just a second. And you can see this is the spray. Here's the funky bow in the middle. And this is the spray that I made for spring. Now, it also had a couple of more flowers on it that I had glued on. And I had to unfurl them and kind of pull them off of the burlap because I had hot glued them on. So I will just leave these with the spray, and I'm going to put the spray in a bin pretty much by itself because it's so big. But let me remove the spray, and then I'll show you the wreath. And then I'll get started making the funky bow first, and then we'll make the Patriotic spray. So all I do, let me get my snippers here. I think I just have this tied on with a tie wrap onto the wreath frame. Yep. And I'm just gonna snip it. There we go. And I do have, oops, I forgot, I have some of the green stuff kind of just tucked into some of the twist ties that were already on the wreath. So let me just unfurl those. And that's it. And I will just store this as is with these other flowers, and we'll pull it out next spring. Y'all know? Let me lay it over here on the counter. Okay, now let me put my, so here is the wreath frame, and you can see that this is very old. This burlap has been on here for probably 5 or 6 years, not even kidding you guys. And all I did was add this cream color and just tuft it around into all the chenille ties, right on top of how I had done the burlap. No big deal. I may put a link in the description that you could watch the beginning of the video when I did this wreath, and I show you how I do how I tuff the burlap in there. So maybe I'll look for that in the description, and it's within the first few minutes of that video if you want to just take a peek on how I did that if you're wanting to know. So, all right, so this is just going to sit here a minute while we make a funky bow and our spray. So let me put my camera down. Okay, here's all of the materials I have here. I'm going to use more greenery like I did on the mantle, the same color. And then I have red, white, and blue, red, white, and cream, kind of a dark red, white or cream, and blue. And then I do have some berries too that I might add in. So we'll see how this goes. And here are the 4 ribbons I'm going to use. I've got my hot glue gun plugged in here behind the camera. These are the 4 ribbons I'm going to use. And I want to cut 3 strips of each ribbon at 24 inches long. So we're going to try to do this. I might need to change my blade actually. I might need a new blade, but let's turn you around here and we'll do this funky bow. This is all wired ribbon except for this, but it is very stiff ribbon. 24 inches long, each strip at 24 inches. I'm going to cut the first 3 and I'm going to show you how to dovetail, and then I will speed through cutting the rest of these ribbons. And then we'll come back and make up a funky bow. Okay, there's the first 3, and I just dovetail them all, pile them on top of one another. So go and pile them all up nice and fold it kind of lengthwise like that. Then I go to the fold and I cut down toward the edge, and that makes a nice dove's tail. All right, I'll be back once I get my ribbon cut and dovetailed. Okay, as you can see, I have all of my ribbons laid out in a pattern now, and we're going to start our funky bow. And as I said, this is a 12 loop funky bow, so I have 3 strips of each color cut, 3, 6, 9, 12, hence a 12 loop funky bow. Each strip equals 1 loop of a funky bow. I'll put you up just a smidge here. Okay, I also have a pipe cleaner. And I also have 2 more strips back here that I'm going to fold in half, right in half, really long ones, probably 40 inches long each. I made them too long, but I do want to tie them into the back of this funky bow because I want to have 2 strips hanging down, or 4 strips hanging down. Actually might not do the stripes. I might do, I think I'd rather have the blue and all the stars and not the stripes. So let me cut one more piece of that blue. Be right back. Those are my tails. And you wouldn't have to do that. I could make longer tails out of 2 of my loops. That would be fine. But I just want to add tails. I want to have all of my loops and all of the tails in the bow, and then I want to add loops. Or I want to add just the tails. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. Let's pick up the first strip, fold it right in half, and then kind of straighten it out. And go to 6 inches on your measuring device, whatever that is, because I want each loop to have a 6 inch, or each loop to be 6 inches long, like that. Then you go to the back tail and twist it to bring both right sides forward. Pull you up just a little bit more. Okay, now we go to the next piece of strip of ribbon, fold it in half, go to 6 inches and pinch it at 6 inches and go to that back tail. The first time through this pattern, we want all of these loops pointing in the same direction. So we go to the next one, fold it in half, go to 6 inches, pinch it together right at 6 inches. Go to that back tail and twist. And then pick up the last color pattern. In the pattern, go to 6 inches, pinch it together, go to that back tail and twist. I'm allowing these ribbons to kind of slide back into the crook of my hand, and I'm not squeezing it extremely tight. I'm holding it, but I'm not squeezing it, and that helps my hand not to cramp so much. Okay, so that's one time through the pattern. So here we go for our second time through the pattern of ribbons. Find 6 inches, turn that loop this time down from center, center being my thumb, center of the bow being my thumb. Twist that back tail again. And we're gonna work our way all the way through the pattern. Now, with these stars, this is just me being anal retentive. I'm gonna twist it, turn it like that, so that all the blue stars on that strip are to the left. You see what I mean? I don't want one of these stars going one direction and one going the other. At least to start out with. If they get discombobulated once the bow is made, that's okay. At least I know I attempted to have them going in the same direction when I was making the bow. All the way through the pattern, turn that loop down from center. This is the second time through the pattern. I do have a Funky Bow cheat sheet that I will give you a link to. It's in my blog. I'll give you a link to it. It'll give you directions, basic directions, down from center, how to do a 9 loop, a 12 loop like this, a 16 loop, and a 20 loop Funky Bow. In that, on the cheat sheet, I have you doing the loops at, I think it's 5 inches. You do them however big you want them. One thing I would highly recommend is that you always use wired ribbon. As I said, this isn't wired, but it's very stiff, and all the other ribbon is wired, which will help it stay into place and not droop. Okay, so check the description for the Funky Bow cheat sheet, my Funky Bow cheat sheet. I learned how to do the basic Funky Bow through Julie Samaka over there at Southern Charms Wreaths. And again, here we go. Last time through the pattern, 6 inches, point that loop up from center. So I appreciate Julie kind of giving a basic, teaching me the basics on how to, put together ribbons. This is not how she does it necessarily. I've kind of adopted my own style of doing it, but I want to give her credit. And I try to give her credit a lot, because she is where I learned how to make it. And I think it's important for me to give her credit. She probably doesn't know me from Adam, but I sure appreciate her. Okay, twist, and one more. 6 inches and up from center. There we go. All right, so there we go. That is got all 12 loops in there. It is taking up pretty much my entire, as much as I can give it of those 2 fingers. And so, first thing I want to do, sorry, I forgot to add these. Here, I'm telling you. Hang on, let me add my loops so I'm not having to tie them on later. So I'm just gonna smush them in, just one on top of the other like that. There we go. Now, here we go with the pipe cleaner. Around the bottom and the top, using your hand as resistance, pull against it, get these fingers up as close as you can to the bow and twist. I twist the bow and the pipe cleaner and twist it a lot. You don't want it coming undone. It looks like a hot mess right now, doesn't it? Well, the most important part of any bow is the fluffing. So take some time and get your hand in every single loop and pull it up and make it big and pretty and wonderful, and make yourself a big, fat, funky bow. Look how pretty. Where's the third? Here it is, red one. I knew there was another one. But I don't do a lot of fluffing here at this, when I'm doing something like this at this stage. I wait till I get it on the wreath, pretty much. So I'm gonna stop right here for the moment until I get it on the wreath. and then we will fluff it into place and how we want it to look on the wreath. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a spray together. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is grab my 2 pieces of greenery here that I have grabbed onto those berries. And I'm going to turn them on one another like that. And I want them close. I want the green, like the bottoms of the stems, I want them like overlapping. Can you see that? Like here's the stem, and where they go out and they branch off into the little stems, I want those 2 pieces on top of one another, if not even further than that. I really want the greens very close together. Even though this bow is going to go in the middle, I still want it to look really full up against the bow. Okay, you see what I mean? I want to leave myself like the center portion so that I have a place to tie the bow on. Just like that, all right? They will not come apart. They're not going anywhere. Okay, now next thing is I'm just going to start layering, you guys. I really don't want to use a lot of, see, this is going to go right up here like this. You can't see. It's going to go right up there like that. So I'm going to try to picture what I want the sides to look like. And I really think I want some red berries on each side. Again, I want them kind of close up, and I will fix the berries once I get them tied on. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stems down a little bit because I don't need them into the green part. Now, I'm not going to tie anything together quite yet because I'm going to add more. I'm going to add some white. Kind of behind a little bit. And I have more white. You know what? Put the white on first. Put 1 tie wrap on here just so I can keep them together a little bit. Berries, and I want the red, and I just want to leave them right on the vine like this. I don't want to cut them off of the vine. And then I'm going to wait for the blue ones till I get it up onto the wreath. Again, leaving a space for my bow. I'm trying not to use a lot of glue because I really want to just be able to take this off and put my spring one back on next spring. Using the same wreath frame. Okay, now let me get this bow. I'm going to use a tie wrap to tie the bow on here too, y'all. Just sticking a tie wrap right through the pipe cleaner. Turn it over and tie it right onto the okie dokie. So there we go. Let me pull my wreath over here and pull this camera up a little bit, and we'll tie this on. Got myself a tie wrap, I'm gonna pull another one over here with me. Okay. I might have to lay this down. Okie dokie, y'all. Chris and I have had a battle with this thing, but I finally have it placed where, pretty close to where well, definitely where I want it here. And I'm just gonna be messing with it now and just pulling. I'm gonna go over on this side and I'm gonna tie some of the greenery in and some of the red in. And I'm gonna manipulate it a little bit. And then I'm gonna figure out where I might like to put a few of these blue roses here and there. So let me go over here on this side because the thing is huge. And I'm just gonna be pulling some of that over and into the chenille ties that are already existing. Just so it doesn't fall down when it is up on the mirror. And it's no big deal. It's just, you know, just pulling a little bit of a tuft and tying it into a chenille tie. Touch the bow yet. All right, let's see about some of these blue florals. I don't think I want a ton of them. They're big. Maybe one there. And down here. Bought 5, and I bet you I'm thinking I want one for the middle, huh? We're up here somewhere. Kind of like that. And then a couple for the other side. You all know what I'm gonna do, don't ya? You can see it coming. I don't like this here. Well, I found this. And I was thinking, how cute would that be? Kind of snugged up in there, you know? Kind of right there. Okay, going for it, tying it on. Okay. That's cute. Now, I like it just like that. I just need to cut up these tails. And let's do that. And I need to fluff up that bow. Let's do the tails first though. Come here. Move you over here. Okay, I don't want my tails hanging below the wreath, but I would like them a bit graduated. Let me get them turned right here. want the blue a little bit longer than the red. I think I want them right about the bottom. Let's start a little longer with the first one, and then I want this one. Can't quite see, can you? That is, I am excellent on my camera work today. Ooh. There, I took it about that long there, and I want to go a little bit shorter for the next one. Probably about like that. I'm just eyeballing this. And then for the red, I want to go that again, about that much shorter. Let's try about right there. And then this one just that much shorter. Just graduate it up. Now it's not, they're not going to lay perfectly on one another, but that's how I want them. Okay, now the only thing I have left is to fluff. So let me do that, and then I will be back for some final words. I'll put it in a fast motion here. Just kidding, y'all. I decided that I have these red berries. I decided they kind of match those, but I was not happy. I thought this bow needed a little something more. So I'm going to add some red berries and then around the bow a little bit, just to add a little. You know how when you look at something and you just go, something is missing. This needs just a little something else. That's how I felt about this. Okay, now I'm gonna wait till that dries a little bit, do a little fluffing around it. Then I'll be back for some final words. Okay, everyone, I'm back. And here's the finished product. Oh my goodness. Guess what I'm gonna say? Super happy with how it worked out. It looks really pretty, you all. And I think it's gonna be really pretty up on that mirror. And of course, I will show you a picture of it. And I'll take the whole, the whole mantle and the hearth and everything. So you can see everything all pulled together. I'm really happy. Let me come a little closer to you. Really happy with how it worked out. It gave me troubles, as you saw. I thought this was going to be, this will take me 10 minutes. It's not going to be a big deal. Well, I had trouble tying it on and getting it in the right place and holding it into place. This one's heavier than the spring one because I always do bigger and better the next time around. But anyway, it's done. I'm really happy with it, and I think it's going to make quite the statement up there on the mirror above the fireplace. I think it's going to be super pretty. So, woo, this was, you just never know how these things are going to work out. You just never know, So I just went with it and went with my gut, and ended up cutting the roses and putting them someplace else and adding some berries into the bow. And I've been tweaking that bow forever. It's going to go up there like that, so I'm not going to be able to get to it. Y'all don't know. I go around and tweak my bows all the time. I'm forever messing with them. So that one's going to be hung up there. I can't get to it once it's up that high. So anyway, I'm going to close this one out and say thank y'all again for stopping back by to see what I've been up to. And I hope that all is well with everyone. And for those of you who are struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around. And I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. Y'all have a great weekend. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week sometime. Not sure about Monday, probably Monday, but I don't know for sure. So if you see me Monday morning, then you'll know I got something done to put up for you. And I'll try, y'all know I will. So with all of that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.